Hey guys, it's Lainey and today I'm doing my Rainbowthon wrap-up. Last week was Rainbowthon and I hosted it with my really good friends Riley, Kayla, and Jill. I just love everybody who participated, so thank you if you participated in this readathon. It was a lot of fun. I loved hosting sprints on Twitter. I loved seeing everybody's hashtag through Twitter and through Instagram. If you watched my TBR video, you'd know that I did blue spines this time around. I ended up completely ditching almost that entire TBR and I ended up reading different books. These were the books that I read for Rainbowthon this time around, and I got 3 done in a week, and that is incredible. I actually have very detailed reviews on Goodreads for all 3 of these books. I'll link them down below, but that doesn't end there. I'm doing 3 non-spoiler book reviews for these books as well, and they'll be up later throughout these next few weeks on my channel. So the first book I read for Rainbowthon was The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I rated this book a 3 out of 5. I had a lot of thoughts while reading this. While I did enjoy a lot of things, I also didn't enjoy a lot of things in this book. However, I will be reading the series. I'm excited to read the series. I think the best way to describe this book in terms is I know this is a good book, it just wasn't for me, and that kind of reflects on my rating and reasons why I didn't like certain things that I know a lot of people actually do like about this story. And the thing is, if I wasn't reading it for Rainbowthon, there's a good chance I'd still actually be reading this book because it's very slowly paced. Second book I read for Rainbowthon I could not get enough of. I absolutely love this book, and that is The Conspiracy of Us by Maggie Hall. Okay, so the best way to describe this book is National Treasure meets Gossip Girl meets The Mummy. You kind of put that all together and you get this book. I remember I got this book when it first came out last year. I pre-ordered it. It just kind of sat on my shelf, and then something came across my Twitter during Rainbowthon and it had to do with this book, and then I'm like, I need to read that next, and it's perfect because it's a blue spine. So oh my gosh, I read this book. It is so good. It's just, I love it. It also incorporates Alexander the Great, which I didn't know about going into this book, and if I did know that from the get-go, I probably would have read this a lot sooner because I love Alexander the Great. I'm actually going to be having a review up for this on Sunday or Monday, depending when I get it up, but it's coming up this weekend. I'm very excited to discuss this book. And the last book I read for Rainbowthon was Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. This book is coming out in March in the States. It's already out in the UK. It came out I think like a couple weeks ago. I rated this book also a 3 out of 5, and I will be doing a non-spoiler book review on this one when it comes closer to the release date. I felt there's just I have a lot of feelings. There were some things I really liked about this book because it talks about a girl, she's a gunslinger in a Western Arabian fantasy world where there's guns and trains, so there's that kind of modernness to it, but also it's still kind of fantasy with magic in it. And all of those elements just didn't click for me. There's just some things that I really didn't like about this book that I'll be discussing more in detail. I think in my Goodreads review I said I was going to be reading the second book, but now that it's been a week since I read this book, I don't know. It's just kind of, it was a book I read, and that was kind of it. But those were the 3 books I read for Rainbowthon. My favorite book I read obviously was The Conspiracy of Us by Maggie Hall. I'm so happy that I did read it because the second book in the series comes out in the beginning of March. So I read it at a good time, even though I regret not reading it earlier. That's it for my Rainbowthon wrap-up. What books did you guys read for Rainbowthon? I really want to know. Did you meet your goal? Did you win Rainbowthon? Which I think is amazing if you did read 6 books in a week. I can't imagine doing that. Hope you guys all have a really great day. Thank you again for participating in Rainbowthon if you did. Have a good day, you guys. See you later. Bye!